Welcome to my tutorial on adding an Azimuth logo to your panoramic 360s. We're using PTGui and Photoshop to achieve this, and I'm going to start by loading a pre-prepared panoramic from my folder into GUI, which we have up here. What you need to do here is move across to the Advanced tab, and from the Advanced tab you need to select Panorama Settings, and although this is already a 360, we need to tell GUI that's what we want to do this time. So third option down, equirectangular. We need to go and change the field of view to 360 on the horizontal and 180 on the vertical. Move then up to image parameters, and we're going to see the original image and the preview. On pitch we're going to select -90 -90, and if we just click anywhere else on the screen it will show us how that's affected the image. You can see now that we have the lower half of the image to the left and the right, and the sky nicely in the middle. Over to create a panorama. I set optimum size, and I tend to work at 3000 by 6000. I'm happy with my output folder, and we're now going to just create panorama, which should take all of about 4 or 5 seconds. Marvellous. For the time being I've finished with this, and we're now going to go into Photoshop. I'm going to select the image I want by using bridge. That's my preferred way of doing this, so just bear with me a second whilst I do that. And we'll go into bridge. I know you can't see much happening at the moment. There we go. Into my tutorial folder, and you can now see the image we prepared just now. We'll open that up in Photoshop, and I've already got open and available my logo, which is a PNG file. This is set to 400 by 400, and that works quite nicely for me. I'm going to select the crosshairs on Photoshop, and I'm then going to literally just left click, drag up into the new image, hold down shift, or let go of left click, and that will drop that absolutely slap in the center of our new image. I could choose to layer flatten here if I wished, because I've got another layer here. So there's my logo, there's my image, but in all fairness, if you just do a file, save, and we can just save that, and we're going to change that to be a JPEG file, and that's where we're going to go with that. And it will say, we've already got one of those, are you sure? And I'm saying, yep, I'm absolutely certain. What we're actually replacing here is this image here. Okay, so we're not harming our original, we're replacing this image here. So we'll say yes to that, and we'll go for full quality, and that's taken care of that. Don't need that anymore, we'll tidy that out the way, and no, I don't want to save the changes to it. Back into GUI, and what we'll have now is we'll start ourselves a new project. File, new project. Do I want to save the changes? No thank you. Load images. Now we're going to go and load our newly created one, and I know you can't see fabulous well here, but this is the one we've just made with the little dinky logo in the middle, and we'll open that. And quite often it will say, we found other things that we kind of think are the same, do you want to load them? And the answer is no thank you. So you can see now we've got our little logo there with a dinky little bit in the middle, and we're going to do very much the same as we did before. We will set our Advanced tab, we'll go to our Panorama Settings. We must once more tell it that we wish to have an equirectangular output. That will be 360 in this direction and 180 in this direction. Then go to image parameters, and You notice here we have the same in both windows. Now we need to change the pitch back. Now last time we made it minus 90, 90. Funny enough, this time to get it back we need to make it positive 90. You don't need the plus key, just 90 in pitch. Click anywhere on the screen to see what happens, and you will now find a file that looks a little bit like that. It's gone back to being the right kind of shape. We'll create our panorama, or once more we will set the optimum size, 6000, 3000. I'll leave the quality at 95 for the time being, and that will do me nicely. And you notice here that every time you do something with GUI, it adds panorama to the end of the existing file name. So if you do this 4 or 5 times, you end up with panorama, 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 etc. You get the idea. So I'm just going to call this tutorial 1 finished, just so I can find it later on. And then we will go and create our panorama. A few seconds later it will tell me it's done, and as far as we're concerned now, chaps, that's about it. So I'll finish down GUI. I don't want to save what I've done, there's nothing there that I need. And if I go back into Bridge over the left of my screen now, and we select our finished product, you'll see that the logo is sort of a really weird band all the way across the top of our image. And you may well then need to put exif data or load onto a template. The theta S is the common one. Depends on where you're going to put it next as to what you need to do next. But that is how to go and put your logo up in the top in the azimuth of your image. It says here getting a subtle plug-in. Hope you've enjoyed that. I appreciate the sound isn't the best possible. I've used the system mic. Any questions, any problems, give me a shout. I'll do the best to help you. Thanks ever so much for watching.